Hey guys, it's Boost Fitness again with the trends today, 2019. We're going to attack one of the trends today, known as JOMO. But before we actually do this, we're going to actually define it. So what is JOMO? Well, JOMO stands for the joy of missing out. Now essentially, this replaced the prior slogan of fear of missing out. Surprise, surprise, that was called FOMO, not JOMO. Strange names, I know, but joy of missing out, I suppose 2019 is quite a strange year already, hence why we have some strange acronyms now. But the joy of missing out was essentially this phrase that was created to suggest the way people should live their lives in their social time so that they're not worn out so much. With the sort of stress of modern day life, many people, in fact probably the majority of people actually doing the 9 to 5, working shifts, working regular hours, are going to be stressed out. They're going to get in from work, they're going to be tired, but they're going to want to perhaps do something to make themselves feel better. Now, they're doing it to make themselves feel better. So the idea of JOMO is that you focus on yourself, you don't focus on others. So it's quite subtle really, because you might think, well actually, focus on me, I actually want to have fun, I want to go out, I want to party, because that's about me. But is it actually? Because a lot of people would do that, would head out and then would get to the party, would start speaking to other people, find out about them, learning about what they're doing, and then they go home, scroll through social media, find out what that person's doing, scroll through everything they're doing, read about their life, and the whole time you're constantly thinking about someone else. In that case, which is okay, it's selfless, it's a selfless thing to do. It's curious about other people, it's caring potentially. But what it isn't JOMO, because JOMO is the opposite of that. JOMO is not doing that, and it's actually doing what you want to do. So doing what defines you, which isn't chatting to others and learning about them, unless you're a sociopath maybe. It's actually about maybe turning off your mobile phone, so stop reading about what others are doing to give you more time to do what you enjoy doing. So I have some issues with how that's going to actually practically work and how people actually do it. It's great if that encourages people to put down their smartphones, but the point is, what are they going to then do instead? Because if they're just sitting there doing them, what does that actually mean? What is a good way of relaxing for people? It might just be sitting there, eating or drinking or what have you, not interacting with the outside world at all maybe, or trying not to fit in with JOMO, and that might be your definition of JOMO. But therefore it's not actually JOMO then, because you're not actually missing out then. You're having something that you're going to have to go to a shop to buy, so you're interacting with the shopkeeper there, you're interacting with others in the shop on the way there. When you get back, you're going to read all the ingredients of the packet that's been written there by the manufacturer that's then actually come up with all these ingredients, so you'll get an interaction therefore from the outside world. Just like you would if you was reading social media, you'd get information on what other people are doing, which may well include eating a sandwich like you're doing. So you may actually be able to find out exactly the same information by looking at your packet as what somebody else has already posted on social media. If you take social media out of the fray though, that still had an impact from somebody else. So taking it literally, you're saying it's best to be kind of enjoy your free time, being self-sufficient almost, taking it as a literal definition. And if you're going to then be self-sufficient, you're then going to need to provide everything yourself, which is impossible virtually, and nobody on the planet I don't think does that, because being completely self-sufficient implies that you're living maybe in a tribal existence but on your own, getting everything you need for your life yourself and living without interaction with anybody else in the world, and that does not happen. So that's why I don't like the definition of JOMO, because it implies that you're able to almost shut the world out, but actually you're not. You are going to sit there relaxing, and then within 5 minutes you're going to perhaps be bored, want to get out a board game that's been, which is majority are multiplayer, so then you're going to want somebody else to play it with, so then you're bringing in your friends. So instead of going out and seeing your friends, you're bringing your friends back to your house, which is fine, but you're still interacting with your friends, you're still finding out about them, you're still doing what JOMO suggests you shouldn't actually be doing. And then if you're, instead of that, you decide then to turn on your TV, then there's outside world news, etc. And probably, the news on what's happening with social media as part of it maybe, and then you're actually still finding out the stuff that you're actually trying to avoid, to find inner peace almost, or whatever you're trying to achieve from doing JOMO. You're actually not actually achieving what the actual goal is. So that's why I don't really like it, because it's almost impossible to do. Second reason why I don't like it is because of the premise it's actually based on. It's actually called the joy of missing out, which as a phrase is flawed, because by missing out it implies that you're not actually getting the value from something that you would be getting had you been doing the thing that you're missing out on. So therefore, JOMO, to improve how you're feeling, surely by not missing out, then you're going to actually improve how you feel, because by definition missing out means you're not getting the value out of something you want to. So if you actually then go and get that value, you're going to feel better. So therefore, by actually the phrase itself, missing out is a negative thing in itself. You're not going to want to miss out. So the principle of joy of missing out is better than the definition, really, because the actual words joy of missing out, I wouldn't have even called it that if I'd come up with this idea of wanting some more time to yourself. And it might even be about, you know, finding that sort of time as much as you can to yourself, and then sharing it with social media, or then going on it later for a set period of time. So you may well be able to practice this JOMO as maybe as an hour maybe of just collecting your thoughts, maybe not doing a lot. Maybe it's sort of that learning to like yourself for who you are without any interaction from elsewhere, if you obviously have the patience and you're able then to sit there without that outside world interaction for that length of time. So that's, I suppose, a way that you could actually do it. So essentially, JOMO, it's the latest fitness trend of 2019, really. I mean, it came in 2014, but it's being more popularised now. It's being posted on social media because people are spending more time, you know, at home rather than going out, like I say, for almost self-preservation in a sense, to actually conserve that energy, which they don't have because they've been sort of to work every day, and obviously they're stressed out and what have you. So therefore, it's a good way, apparently, to unwind. But as I say, there are some sort of major sort of fundamental flaws, and if I was going to define it, I'd perhaps define it as the joy of independence. And the joy of independence implies that you're actually, like I say, trying to experience the concept as much as you can, although you're obviously going to be reliant on other people for certain things in your life, and you're going to have to interact with them therefore to get that stuff. Just at home, some of the time you can be more independent than you are already. So working towards it is perhaps a more sustainable way to go about it than taking it as a literal definition. So it is feasible to become more independent, and that may well have benefits for you if you are spending an awful lot of time with other people and you feel like because of that you're not actually maybe improving your knowledge, maybe not improving your skill set, maybe not actually feeling that great about yourself because you're constantly hearing about other people. So I can sort of understand that element of it. Then there's obviously the flip side of that argument, which is obviously being independent by nature can lead to sort of social issues because you're isolating yourself, if you like, by being independent away from the other people who previously maybe you were socialising with the previous sort of FOMO movement, fear of missing out, who don't miss out, who therefore go out and see those people. So you are actually not enjoying missing out because you have missed out on your social contact, which makes you happy maybe because you enjoy other people's company in your free time. So it should certainly be a choice whether to take up this trend. But like I say, if you're thinking, contemplating taking up this trend, I'd suggest to do it for periods of time as a kind of self preservation thing, if you like. So sort of spending that time maybe sort of quietly without the stimulus, the outside world so much, and just actually operate it as a kind of thinking time, maybe just to think without social media, without a gadget of any kind. Maybe just make that challenge to sort of sit there for a set amount of time without it, and then sort of go back to it when you can't do that for any longer, and try and build up that period of time. And in that time, be thinking about things that happy thoughts, essentially things that actually make you feel better, and then you might actually experience some joy. Obviously, by nature, that joy is The joy, like I've defined it, as being independent, because you're not really going to get any joy from feeling like you're missing out on something. If you're sitting there constantly thinking, oh yeah, I'm doing this sort of, I'm enjoying missing out, then you're not really missing out at all. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that clears up kind of what JOMO is, and obviously, like I say, I've explained to you practically how you can implement that into your life, and it may well have benefits for you. It may well help reduce your stress levels. It may well help your body recover from your working day. So therefore, it's not all bad, but it isn't a sort of well-defined phrase in my mind, and it isn't something that can be taken literally if you want to implement it practically into your life. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Next video we might sort of touch on FOMO. I haven't fully decided yet what that'll be on, but it'll be on another latest kind of fitness trend buzzword, probably, defining it again, explaining what that actually means. We are all about fitness and wellness here at Foos Fitness. Remember to check out our descriptions all the time, because we sometimes put our email on there, especially if we have something to offer you, and you can then inquire regarding that. And for example, our free home workout, you can get access to that by following up on that lead. So remember to check out our description, but more importantly than that, remember to like our video, remember to continue to watch our other videos. We've done some really decent videos today actually, so really make sure you check those out. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you again, guys, in another fantastic latest fitness trend video. So see you soon, and thanks very much for watching this video on JOMO.